You better go and watch it. But of course, the best way to have watched it would have been on the big screen.
Yeah, of course, because of the sound design,
Yeah.
it demands a theater experience.
And you know, especially the caves and the way you show all that is amazing.
Thank you.
So, are you a rich man now, Chidambaram?
On the way, getting there.
Because the movie made what, 230 crore and its budget was what, 20 crore.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, but I'm not the producer.
But I'm sure he must have shared some profit with you. But well done. I mean, how fantastic is it that a movie that is so good is also commercially successful? Because the two are not necessarily synonymous, right?
Yeah.
But I think Malayalam cinema is slowly proving us wrong and is doing wonderful films that are also commercially viable. So what's going on in Kerala? How are you making these fantastic films?
Uh, in fact, I really don't know how I do it because it's just my second movie. Basically, we go behind the story and rest everything follows. That's how we work back in Malayalam. Yeah, at least that's how it is for now.
And it's not that you don't have big stars. I mean, your stars are big, but they surrender themselves to the story rather than the other way around, which is usually the case in other industries. So, what's in the water of Kerala that is making all these huge stars and huge stars look for great stories and submit themselves to these great stories?
Because I think our limitation is our superpower, I think. Because financially we are limited to making small films like throughout the history of Malayalam cinema. So we have to go really strong on the content. We have to write like really small stories, very domestic stories like in the family, in the house and stuff like that. And we can't, like, usually didn't have the money for the huge spectacle or the big fights and then climax sequence
and
also.
VFX and
Yeah,
all
VFX
that.
and everything. But now it's changing.
Yeah.
So that's our limitation, and by that training, I don't know, we started going behind good stories and instead of this spectacle. So and I think that's the training, and that's how the stars are also conditioned to surrender to the director and go look for the story. That's it.
And look at your two biggest superstars. I mean, at this age, they're doing such amazing work, which is continuing to push boundaries, right? Talk a little about what a great inspiration they also must be, right?
They are inspiring all the young actors in Kerala on what subjects to choose, and for example, take Mammootty. The characters he has done in the last year is phenomenal. Kathal. Kathal.
I'm sorry.
He is playing a role of a homosexual man. Another film the same year, he is doing a black magic, an occult practitioner, and so it's really inspiring. And I don't know, because also they all worked with really great filmmakers back in the younger days. You know, we had great writers, great directors, which are very content oriented, very emotional drama. So I don't know, like I think they crave it, like still,
Right.
yeah.
And I think the younger generation is just following that.
Yeah, the younger generation is trying to follow that because at the same time there are you have to be you see the stars from other industries like from Telugu, from Hindi, from Tamil. You have to dance, you have to fight, you should have a fit body and stuff like that. It was not the case in Malayalam some time back, but now it's suddenly changing. Every actor has to put in work, like has to go to gym in the morning, has to go to dance classes. It's hard work.
Yeah, I know. I speak to Tovino Thomas sometimes, and either he's in the gym or he's taking some dance classes or kickboxing or something or the other.
Yeah, Mohanlal and Mammootty got away with good acting for a long time.
Let's come to Manjumal Boys. The idea, of course, for those who've not seen it, it's a true story. It happened in 2006, I think, right? And there were these 11 boys, I think considered losers by most people. And they went on this holiday where this tragedy happened, and you know, one of their friends was stuck in this cave, and the way you show that cave is amazing. So how did you think that this would make a great story?
Of course, it is already a great story. It would
Yeah, I
make
mean,
a
it is
great
a great
film.
story, but how did you think it would become a great
Because
film?
I know those boys in person, so I went to their house.
How do you know them?
Because it is my producer's friend, and Kerala is a small place. Everyone knows everyone. So yeah, I went to the. So I heard it's like an urban legend in Kochi. Like everyone knows about this story. But one day my friend was telling me like, oh, why don't you make this? And so okay, it's interesting. So let's go to their house. So I went to their house. So almost all the boys were there. So they're all like chilling at Kutan's house. So I went to his house and then heard
Explain to the audience who Kutan is.
Kutan is the guy who goes down and rescues
yeah.
Subhash. So I was chilling with them, talking, and they told me the story. And they were all excited to tell the story to a point that it was.
They must have told the story many times.
Yeah, now and they have perfected it. About 15 years of telling people, they have perfected the story.
Right.
So I heard it from them, and there's some points that really struck me. So I decided this story has to be told. The world should know about this story. Because the story, what I heard and what I take away from it is like, it's a story of an atheist becoming God.
Yeah.
Subhash was an atheist and he becomes God after he is saved from the pit. So I found that travel very interesting. And also this is very real story and it changed the history of a place where nobody has come out alive, dead or alive. This is the first person is to come out alive from that cave. So it's actually a very historical moment. So I think it has to be told, and Kodai is always a very fascinating landscape, and yeah, a lot of mystery, and I think it had all the ingredients for a good film. And as I always say, there are 7 plots and in movies, and one plot is a man falls into a pit. So it's a perfect story for a movie, I think.
Right. But 11 characters, and you did justice to all of them. You also kept all of them.
Yeah.
You didn't compromise with, the idea that you could have 4 people, 5 people. Because telling the story of 11 people in a movie is very tough. So for you, what you kept out must have been more interesting in a way, or a harder call than what you kept in.
See, the decision to include all the boys came to me naturally because I'm telling a real story. And I know all the boys in person. And if I can't condense into 5 people because all boys are like very different and their characters are never different. And I know and after I make the movie, I'll be watching with them. And they will ask me, where am I? So I can't answer that. So, and almost everything you see in the movie is happened. And I have reduced some of it, like the police station sequence and all. I have reduced the reality. In reality, it was much worse.
Really, they were beaten up.
Yeah, we were beaten up. All the money was taken and everything. But I didn't. I thought it was very deviating from the story, so I kept it like that. Still, it was a bit brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so a lot of people ask me, why can't you just do it with 5 boys? It's easy to shoot.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I took it upon myself to shoot with 11 boys. It's very hard. To give everyone space, 3 is a mob, 4 is a crowd, and 11 is
11 is, I don't know, many crowds.
Yeah, so the way I shot was I didn't restrict them. I considered the cave, that's the main place, as a stage, and asked them to behave and go stand wherever you will naturally go stand. Then I fixed that positions, then I divided the shots.
Okay.
And then also I had to. And it was very crazy. I don't want to go back there. And then I was cursing myself. Why can't you just go do a simple family movie? Why are you doing this?
Do a simple story.
Movie,
yeah.
And yeah, it was a very, very tough shoot.
Right. Where was it shot? It was shot in Kodai or?
It was shot in Kodai. Yeah, all the exteriors were shot in Kodai. And the dream sequence where Subhash wakes up and explores the cave. That is the real Guna cave. Rest, everything was, we built the cave in Kochi. We found a warehouse because in Kerala we don't have big studio floors. We can find big studio floors in Hyderabad or Chennai. But if we shift our unit here, it will be very expensive for us. The project won't be. So we scouted for a factory warehouse. We actually found one outside the city. Then we had to build it from scratch, like the flooring, the toilets.
Build an entire cave.
Yeah, entire, no, starting from the infrastructure. We have to like, first of all, light proof the whole thing.
Right.
Then we have to put some, it was mud, so we had to make flooring. Then we had to dig 15 feet for the pit, for the main cave area.
Right.
So there were
you
three
have to
sets.
make it so high? Or?
No, there were three sets.
Achha.
So one is the main chamber with the pit that you can see.
Right.
That's where the most of the drama happens. That is the main set. And the pit, no, that is 120 feet.
Right.
So we built three pieces of 50-50 feet.
Okay.
And we cut it open in the middle. And we
Right.
used the jib to track the.
Wow.
So even if it was acting, the actors were all already like 40 feet high. So it was very dangerous for them.
them.
It was a very physically demanding shoot it was.
Right.
So yeah, so that's how we had to make the green room, the toilets and everything, edit room, everything we have to build from. Like it was making a small film city.
Yeah. What's happened to that set now?
It demolished the soon after
Oh,
shoot.
what a pity.
Because the rent is so high. We could, yeah.
It would have been nice to have kept it and...
Yeah, but to maintain it is because the lighting, we have to maintain all these movie lights up there, that and the
Right.
electricity and the rent, everything. So it was better to scrap it, cheaper to scrap it. Yeah.
So, when you decided to make it, and you did a lot of documentation of it, right? You shot the actual boys, right?
Yeah. So coming
And
back
you're
to
a documentary filmmaker by training, or?
coming back to the cave.
Yeah.
So the cave is an exact replica of Guna caves.
Of the-
So we went inside the real Guna caves. We scanned it using laser and radar, and we had a lot of artists with us, like texture artists, fabric artists, everyone.
You took them with you.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. I went there down like some 10 times or something like that, like in
Right.
different weather, different lighting conditions. So to know
It
really.
also must have been dangerous.
It was very dangerous.
Yeah.
Like the first time I went inside the cave, I stepped on the actual pit. There was a grill, like, because it is on the natural path.
Right.
Anyone will fall there. Because thank God there was a grill there. I didn't go. There will be Manjumal Boys 3.
You would have been the 12th man.
Yeah. So yeah.
So very dangerous.
Very dangerous it is, because not just that, there are like 100 of holes like that. Very well hidden, like waiting for you to go. So yeah, and before writing my screenplay, I interviewed all the boys separately, like an interrogation, like so that their stories will be very unique.
Right.
So and then I come.
How long did that process take?
Take 2 months or something, like
Oh.
because all the boys are, yeah. So then I used that to write my screenplay. Then I shared it with all my actors, the corresponding individual interviews only. So it was easier for the actors also to understand who they are playing. So that was the process. And documentary.
Did they meet the real people?
Yeah. I made sure that they all know each other very well. So I invite both the batch, the real batch and the real batch.
And the
real batch. So they come, they party together, and they have arguments, they talk loudly. It's like the same boys, like.
Right.
So and the boys who acted, they are also good friends in real life. So it was like having 24 crazy boys like under the roof, and I was the 25th man, like
The madman.
the madman, yeah. So yeah, this documentary was, yeah, of course I've been a cinematographer for a lot of documentaries. I used to work for CEDIT, which is a government establishment of Kerala, which does documentaries and things like that. It's a lot of filmmakers in Kerala who's worked in that. So documentary was always a passion, and documentary is a very good way to learn life. As filmmakers, we are recreating life. So documentary trains you well to where to point your camera, why to point, and how to point. So that decision comes very good if you're doing a lot of documentaries. So when you're coming to films, all the subject is in your control.
Right.
So it is easier to emulate life, I think, like in realism. So documentary gives you as a filmmaker, it's a huge study class.
You're not a trained film in the sense. Did you go to film school?
No, I didn't go to a film school. But I was assisting for 12, 13 years. I was both an assistant director and assistant cinematographer.
Okay.
I tried going to college, but college was not for me, so I quit in the first year itself. Or you can
Which
say I was
college
thrown
did you go to? And they must be very happy to claim you now.
No, I don't know. I went to St. Aloysius. It's in Mangalore.
Right.
I tried learning BCA, which is computer coding. I don't know why I went. I know why I went because a lot of my friends went to that college. So I was like, okay, I will also go. Why not? It will be fun.
What made you realize this is not for you?
First day itself, it's a lot of coding, C++, Java and stuff like that. It's not me.
Did you make any Manjumal boys? Were there any friends like the Manjumal
Because
boys?
we all are Manjumal boys or Manjumal girls, like at one point of time.
That's true.
At one point that's why the movie
Resonated
with
the
a
world.
lot of people.
Yeah.
And because in every part of the world, even in India, in Bihar, in Tamil Nadu, in Kerala, these bunch of reckless boys are there. Like, and who do
and they're very bad for each other, but they still want to be with each other, right?
So I think it resonated with all, and a lot of mothers went to watch the movie because there's a and the last scene where the mother comes and tries to cook, and I think it connected to a lot of people. And while shooting, I didn't feel much because I'm so jaded. I don't feel emotion. So, but it really worked for a lot of people.
Yeah,
so
and people were weeping. It has tremendous resonance with so many people. Is it because I think, as you said, all of us in a way are Manjumal boys or girls at some point?
Yeah, of course.
Because everyone needs some kind of, even if we don't say that, we need some kind of validation from the world, right? That we are not so bad.
Yes. See, at one point of time, I don't know, if I look back at myself when I was 23, I don't know, what were you doing, man? Like, I will go back to myself and...
What did you think you were going to do?
I don't know, I was aimless, I was jobless, and when I see my assistants who are 23 and stuff, I tell them, at least you know what you're doing. When I was 23, I don't know, I was a Manjumal boy, like, I don't know what to do. Just breaking laws and stuff like that, doing crazy things.
Yeah. What is the worst or the most outrageous thing you've done? The most Manjumal boy act?
A lot.
Like, give us a...
I don't know.
You've...
But I'm sure I've done a lot. You should ask my mother.
That will be some conversation.
Yeah, I got into a lot of trouble when I was a teenager.
Were you ever arrested?
Of course.
Yeah. What do you mean, of course?
Of course I was.
It's not like everybody gets arrested all the time.
Come on, really?
Yes, there are people who don't get arrested all the time. What did you get arrested for?
A lot of things, like when you're students, you bunk the class, you go to movie theaters. I was a very, I don't know, I was a very tough child to
handle.
Even my brother. So I had a lot of friends in the city. We had bikes and stuff like that. We bunk classes and you go to the movie theater. Then there will be an opposite school gang. Then we went into a fight. I don't know why we are fighting, but we end up in the police station. Parents has to come to bail you out. A lot of things like that happen.
What is what was the thing that you remember the most? Where you really got it from your mom?
A lot of times.
Yeah.
It's countless, like now I am a very good boy.
She's happy.
She
must
happy.
Be very
Finally
proud.
Have a job, like she is happy.
Actually, yes. All mothers are grateful when they're boys, not girls. They're fine with girls.
Yep.
So let's talk a little about Malayalam cinema because I find it so interesting that they make some of the most progressive movies, and then they also have issues like has been brought out by the Hema Committee report. And yet the new, I think, your generation of directors is trying to make, they made some fantastic films like The Great Indian Kitchen. I love Jaya Jaya Hey. I thought it was so funny but so cool. Yeah. And Attam, right? Attam. I'm sorry about my pronunciation. So these are filmmakers who are really trying to they're not maybe redressing the balance consciously, but it's happening. So what was going on and what is it now like in the industry? Are things better for women, safer, more secure?
Of course, it is much safer for women as far as I know. Because the report, if you're referring to Hema Committee report,
Right.
it was made 6-7 years ago, at least 5 years ago.
Yeah.
A lot of things have changed after
Yeah.
that. A lot of things.
Because also the women have spoken up, unlike in other industries.
Yeah, and it will only happen in Malayalam. Nobody will come out like this.
Why is that? What makes the women also so kick-ass?
I don't know. There may be something in the water.
Right. Because see, people like Parvati and Beena, they've all really worked hard to bring out these issues.
Yes, yes.
You don't see it elsewhere.
No, because we set a precedent. So then it went like a chain reaction to Tamil, to Telugu and Indian and
But nothing really happened there. I mean, people just talked.
talk. Yeah, but we just brought
You
it out.
did.
We brought our dirty linen outside like, yeah.
Right.
So I think I'm very proud of that, like for WCC and everything, they did a very fantastic job for bringing this out and making much safer environment for women. Because I don't know, in my family, like everyone, like I don't know, the woman I know has to go to, not just in movies, in every workplace, they should have a reasonable security and like, it should feel safe for them to work. Then only they can open up and like express.
Right. The other wonderful thing about this is not so wonderful, the misogyny. I hope it's changing. But the really wonderful thing about the Malayalam film industry is that all of you stand up for each other. You're always either promoting each other's films or talking about them, or, it doesn't happen everywhere else, na. So again, this solidarity, where does it come from?
Yeah, I told you before, Kerala is a small place. Kochi is a very small place and the industry is so most of us know each other.
I know. Once Prithviraj told me that he lives in the same building, I think, as Mammootty or Mohanlal,
Yeah.
right? So he says he meets him every day.
Yeah, then there is another building where almost all the youngsters are living.
Okay, they live, so it's
Yeah,
like,
we see them like, so everyone has worked together at one point of time. Like I might have assisted in his movie and everyone works with each other and a lot of directors act also. So,
yeah, like Basil, right?
Yeah,
So
Basil, yeah.
yeah. He's so cool again.
Yeah.
He was in your first film.
Yeah, he was.
So your first film, in a way, also is a lead-in to Manjumal Boys, because those guys are also a bit of kind of loser type boys.
Yeah. I don't know, I have a thing for losers, I think.
And you directed your brother as well.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was just...
He's older or younger?
He's younger.
Okay. So you can boss him, boss around.
No, it's very easy working with him. He's a professional and like you don't have to take... And it's very, because he also works as an assistant director for me. He's an executive producer for me. So it's very easy for me when he is around. And he's a very senior actor. We call him very senior. Even though he's young, we call him very senior actor because he started so young.
Oh, really? So are you from a film family, or are you a Nepo baby, or you're a non-Nepo baby?
I don't know. I'm from a film family, you can say, because my father was an assistant director for a long time and he was a documentary filmmaker.
Okay.
He used to assist TV Chandran, Jairaj and stuff like that. Only my mother is the sane person in the house. She's a teacher.
She's a teacher. In a school or college?
In a school, yeah.
What did
she was a teacher. Now just she took a retirement.
What did she teach?
Hindi.
Hindi?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you speak Hindi well, or?
No, I can survivable Hindi.
Which brings us to the obvious question, is Bollywood calling? Because they love to pick up successful directors from other industries and then spoil them rotten.
One of my projects is in Hindi. Next project, it's with Phantom Films.
Oh.
And also one more project with Maitri Films from Hyderabad. Yeah,
Right.
So that is also happening.
Yeah, some applause there. So we'll see Telugu. Is it going to be in Telugu or bilingual, or?
Bilingual, I don't know. Maybe Telugu only, I don't know.
Yeah? So what is the most fantastic message you got after someone watched Manjumal Boys, and they, something that was totally unexpected?
A lot of unexpected things happen after releasing of Manjumal Boys because I got to meet a lot of people who I just like only seen, like I never thought I will meet. One day I was in Dubai, I was promoting Manjumal Boys. After the release, I get a call from Chennai, land number, and I take the phone and get the signature laugh. That was from Rajnikant.
Rajnikant has called you?
Yeah.
You know it's a very rare thing.
And he's like, his laugh. So he's like, sir, and he was like, and he talks fast, and I was nervous, and I also talk very fast. It was all over in 10 seconds.
What did he say?
He said he watched the movie, he loved it, and come meet me in Chennai. So I took the boys and I went to Rajni
nice.
house in the morning. So we spoke for an hour. So also Kamal sir, that is
He
Kamal.
called you as well?
Of course, Kamal sir promoted a movie like his own movie.
That's true,
Actually, it's
actually,
his
I
own
forgot.
movie. And so Kamal sir invited us to his office. All the boys, so we went there. And Kamal sir is a very big inspiration for me because he's not just an actor, he's a filmmaker and he's a pioneer of Indian films. He's 20 years ahead of
Yeah, and
rest
he
of the
knows
crowd.
every aspect
He knows
of film.
everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Kamal sir and a lot of actors, Vikram, and I saw a lot of Bollywood actors also.
Who called you from Bollywood? Very interesting. Do they want to be in your movie now? If you had taken Manjumal boys to them, they would have said, cut out all the 10, cut out the 11, just leave me there.
It's not like that. Yeah, I met like very senior, great actors in Mumbai. Yeah.
Did you get a call from Mr. Bachchan?
No.
No? Okay. I'm sure that will come soon.
Sure, I wish so.
So, is your next movie, are these two projects you're talking about going to have big stars? Or
Yeah.
talk about it, tell us.
I don't know, but I haven't signed anyone yet. It's
How
still
does
in
it
the
matter?
development-
You can tell us. Who?
No, like I'm just still in talks. It's in development stage. So I think both will be big movies and it will have big stars. I can't confirm right now because it's not signed yet. But we are in talks. It's in development stage. So, yeah.
Wow.
And
Great.
I can't wait to shoot. It's been long.
I'm sure. Yeah, it's actually, you've been
Yeah, it's
promoting
been
the
an
movie.
year. Yeah, I'm done with Manjumal Boys.
Yeah. I think in Malayalam you do 4 films, then take a week's break, then do another 4 films.
Yeah.
Great.
But I take a lot of time between movies. I
Yeah.
take 2 years at least.
Thank you so much. It's been a delight
Thank
and what a fantastic film.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was such an interesting.
Watched it, please do.
And may I call upon Rupali Fernandez, Chief Revenue Officer, ABP Network, to kindly felicitate Mr. Chidambaram. Rupali, may we request you to kindly come on stage and may I request Rupali Fernandez, Chief Revenue Officer, to kindly come onto the stage and felicitate Mr. Chidambaram. Next up, we have another interesting session, understanding the soundtrack of our lives, and the session titled Soul Singing. May we all put our hands together for Mr. Chidambaram. Many more movies, direct Telugu movies for us, please, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.